So this is Christmas. No, it ain't Christmas. So this is September. Now the summer is gone. And my mother is at the hospital with an infection. And that ain't no fun. But we used to shit in this house. First my father got sick. Now I can start with the beginning. First I got sick. They found out I had a tumor in my head. So every time my heart beat, it felt like somebody hit me in the head with a hammer. Each heartbeat. I started throwing up. So longest was 9 or 11 days and nights. And then I was so exhausted I couldn't move. And this kept going for, until 2016. It started in 1999. In 2016 I got fentanyl patch and it stopped. But before that I went to Thailand with an idiot who was gonna be my support man, but he was psychotic and got arrested. Well, I just started to throwing up and got an ambulance and got to the hospital. And he didn't show. And when I came home, I started to look for a motorcycle. Instead I got a broken jaw because an idiot that thought he was McGregor hit me right here while he was walking besides me. So he hit me so hard that the chair I sat in went backwards, and he just kept on hitting me. So I grabbed his balls and squeezed all I could and told him, I give up, I give up. And he stopped, and I saw my body just sit in the corner and smile. So no bike that year. I bought a brand new in 2008. Had it for 3 months. And then I got hit by a drunken driver who didn't see me. So I got stuck under his car. I drove this way and he came that way. And boom, and I got pushed the other way. That I felt. And so I crawled myself up and started hitting in the front window. And then he suddenly did this on the steering wheel. So I got loose and then my bike started to wobble, and then I understood that I had to let go. So I just let go and slided back the bike. But what I didn't know was that he had crushed my wrist, my hip, and my don't remember the name, the upper bone. And I slided on the asphalt. I started to push my hands down to stop, and my bones, but the one was crushed, so I just went that way and missed the iron pole so big with 2 inches. I wish I had hit it with my head, so everything was over. And I shuffled to hospital, and they wanted to amputate. I screamed no, 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 no. And they had to take bone marrow from my hip that wasn't crushed and put it in the middle to make it a bone again. And this was in September. And when I started to getting better by Christmas, I fell down the stairs and landed on a concrete floor. And it was crushed again. The doctors didn't believe me because it wasn't possible to walk with a broken leg. So I dragged it after me for 4 months. And then I found a rope and was going to hang me. But my mother got hold of my doctor face to face and told him that, "Doctor, tomorrow I don't have no son no more." And then he took me serious, and all I wanted was one picture, and that took me 4 months. And on that picture, it was crushed again, everything. So I had an emergency operation, and they had to put a new titanium, take out the old titanium and put one new one in, and cut 4 millimeters of both sides of my leg because it was so broken after I had walked on it for 4 months. So every step I take now, it hurts. So in 2-3 years later, my mother shouted, "Your father is dead, your father is dead." And I had to climb the stairs up to the second floor where they live. And he was stone dead. So I dragged him on the floor because I couldn't stand and started CPR. You know, hit the heart give air. And that I did for 14 minutes. That's a fucking long time before the ambulance arrived. And then I heard the chopper came too. So they used almost 20 minutes to get here after my mother called. So I was so exhausted I didn't know where I was. And then the one from the ambulance started sweating because the other one tried to find everything else he needed, the impulses they put on you to give you power to start you up again. And while he was doing that, the other gave him CPR, and I saw him starting to sweat. And I thought, no, this isn't right. So I asked him, do you need help? Yeah, start giving him oxygen. So I had to start giving air again, and that wasn't good for my head. So when I left, my mother went with him. It started to smell burned everywhere. So I started to look everywhere if there was a fire, but no, it came from my head. And then I got dizzy, so I hurried up and made everything ready, because when I get a shock like that, I start to throw up, and I start to freeze and shake. Yeah, awaken epileptic attack, if you can call it that, because I can take so much pain that you won't believe it. So I filled up the tub with hot water, a lot of soda, and a bucket, and started to throwing up. And luckily my mother didn't call, so I was there until the water was cold. I started to freeze. I still hadn't stopped throwing up, as usual. But I saved my father then, because he said, I don't want to be clear in my head, but retarded. That was the last thing he said. So they put him on ice. Yeah, and they shocked him before they left. So he woke up, and then he squeezed my hand, and he didn't know, but you could see he tried to blink at me. So I understood that I had saved his brain, but I destroyed mine. So he was at the hospital for, yeah, and why his heart stopped was because right before I got sick, not right after I got sick, they was taking a routine operation on him. They was gonna burn the thing that makes the heart pump, because it was pumping too fast, and they burned the shit right off. So he was clinically dead for 4 or 5 minutes then. and they had to put a pacemaker in him and a heart starter. And he was at control 6 months before this happened. And he asked, "Are we going to change my battery now?" "No, we wait for 6 months," the doctor said. And after 3 months, the whole shit just stopped. Empty. No more power. Nice work. And back to the story. I jump a little bit back and forwards. So, yeah, where were I? Yeah, in the tub, throwing up, and filled up the bucket 10 liters, just green, and I had enough power to clean up after me, so I just took some clothes, not clothes, but towels, and put around me, and sat on the steps and slided down, and crawled to my room, and got under my it's hard to talk about. Under my blanket, and luckily I have electric power heating. So because the leg is destroyed, so I have to have heat on it all the time. So I was lying here and freezing and still throwing up. And my mother came home the next day, and I still threw up. Poor woman. So then she had to take care of me. So yeah, she hasn't had a good life. And then she got colds in 2015. That means you can't breathe. And low bone density, so she shrinks and gets blue and everything breaks fast as fuck. You won't believe it. So yeah, and now it was meant we were going to Portugal in October to celebrate our birthday, but that doesn't look good now because she had to go to the hospital on Friday because on Thursday, I had to drive her to the emergency because she came down here and made me look at her arm because it hurt, she said. And then she had an open wound, and I told her, call the emergency. And she did, and got told that, come right down now. You can't play with these things. And she drove down, and the doctor cut open, and it came out like a flow. Yellow. Bacteria. So I hope it's nothing serious, but she's still at the hospital now and still gets antibiotica intravenous, right in the vein. And when she has gone on that for 3 days, it's bad. It's not good. Then it's bad. So I don't know what the fuck to do. But if she dies, I'm going to sell this house, the car. I'm gonna go to Portugal. I'm gonna take so much drugs and use every money. And I'm gonna jump from a building or something. A high building. So I'm sure I'm gonna die. Because this is no life. I haven't fucked in 15 years. Nobody comes to visit me. I haven't had any visitors for 13 years. Because when I couldn't pay and drink anymore, they didn't want to be with me, my old buddies. So that's my buddies. And then I met a really fucking idiot doctor that found out that I had smoked weed, and he got angry and told me that I never ever gonna get medicine on the emergency center. If I wanted, I had to go to the hospital, and that's 70 kilometers away. So I started to just give a fuck and be home and throw up for days. But this time I threw up for 4 days. And then I had to go to the emergency, and ambulance right to the hospital. And they couldn't stop it. So totally it was 11 days. Because and then I got lucky because I got 2 new doctors. And they asked me, have you tried the fentanyl patch before? No. I only go on Pnex. And that's it. 5 a day. No relaxing, nothing. Just 5 Pnex. That's the lowest pain medic you can get in this country. So, and we started with the 25, no, 12.5, and we ended on 125 milligrams plus 30 milligrams 5 times a day, morphine capsules. So yeah, I don't want to talk more. No.